Press Start Podcast.
And welcome back to the Press Start Podcast. I'm your host, Vic, aka Mr. Never Chillin'. This is episode number 168. And this week I'm joined by my co host, Roger, aka Lunatic Oblivion. Welcome back, bro.
Hey, what's up?
And on the other side, we do welcome back our special guest, Paul, aka Inhuman Lion. What's going on, man?
Bobby, yo, man. Back as always.
Hell yeah, man. We had to shine the bat symbol or the Inhuman symbol, and he shall arise. No, yeah. It's always great to have you coming through, man. Love to talk about video games because you're in the know probably just as much as me, if not more at sometimes. Because obviously, we're just going to get right into with games played. You have been playing the closed beta of Animo or Animo. I didn't even know there was a closed beta. I mean, they probably announced it when they first revealed the game. I just overlooked it. But what's your initial thoughts of this? Is this better vibes than Power World? Is it more kind of like Creatures of Ava? Tell me about it, man.
Definitely not like Creatures of Ava in a sense that because there was like no actual combat
Mm-hmm.
in
Yeah.
Creatures of Ava for the most part and stuff. It was more or less like, hey, get this darkness off of me, and then boom, cool. This one is actual like combat. The cool part is like they call it twining. You can twine with your animo or your creature, and pretty much
Sounds kinky.
yeah, like you remember the old King Kong cartoon where he had like the thing on the side of his head, and
Oh,
him
yeah.
and King Kong kind of merged together. That's pretty much what the hell it is. You just turn into the freaking thing, and yeah, you get to use this moveset and stuff like that, and yeah, it's not a survival game, which is amazing. Thank God I'm not a fan of survival games. Yeah, there's not really survival in it whatsoever. There's no building aside from your house. You do get a house, which is really awesome. I'm trying to be careful with how much I say because NDA shit, but they were pretty open with everybody kind of just like sharing stuff. But yeah, you do get a house that you can build in it and everything. That's pretty fun. Aside from that, there is no building out in the real world.
So the
unless, like,
house is
the
kind of like
game's
Disney Dreamlight Valley. If I'm not sure if you played that or not, like you get your own
I have
house.
no clue what that is.
Oh, never mind then.
Animal Crossing. We'll say that.
Okay,
Except
that's
you
fair.
actually get to build a house. But the house kind of exists outside of the map type situation.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so nobody can raid you or anything like that.
Oh
The
man.
actual fighting in it is pretty awesome. The leveling up, it's very because the game is an MMO RPG, ARPG. So everything is kind of like, hey, if you just continue doing the quests or whatever and stuff, or continue doing daily missions, helps you level up fast as hell. The catching of the creatures, very cool. They are funny and slick of how they kind of got around the whole Nintendo and Power Up situation of throwing the orb.
Yeah, you didn't throw the ball at him.
This is it's kind of like you throw a square and the square morphs into a triangle, then morphs back into a square, does all this weird shape shifting thing, and then comes back to you. So it's not really an orb; it's a shape shifting thingy.
Smart
But
guys.
yeah, but I again, like I say, for most live service games today, you will live and breathe off of the content that you release after the game comes out. And as we see with a lot of games that are shutting down today, you have a good launch, but the retention isn't there because for one, either you're just money hungry and people don't want to buy your stuff because why pay here when I could just go back to the game that I was playing with people before and just pay there. And also story. The story is going to be a big thing. It has a decent, soft kind of JRPG-ish story where it's nothing too deep. It feels kind of like the old Mega Man story of like, hey, listen, we're just like some kids in the world trying to do something. Ooh, there's something special about you. And it's like, oh yeah, you're kind of like the chosen one, but not the chosen one. We don't know what you are yet. Come find out with us. Walk this journey. And then it kind of just opens up the world and boom. They just tell you pretty much go level up. And that's kind of where my fear is the fact that very early on in the game, they just say, hey, go level up. And that's pretty much what you're doing for like the next couple hours. But discovering an adventure is very fun. Different terrains, different creatures, different open world things, hidden stuff in caves. Found a hidden alpha Anemo, whatever it is. Whipped his ass, came back because he embarrassed me. Came back with his ass. That was fun. But yes, evolutions are also part of a thing. Elements are also part of a thing. So it has all the things you need in monster taming games It's just what are you going to do after launch that's going to keep people coming back, and also is the story going to be good enough to keep people wanting to play?
Mm-hmm.
That's what this will live and breathe. And it sounds kind of like normal, like, oh yeah, you should have that. We've seen time and time again for the past 10 years games failing because of that. So yeah, and also servers, obviously, because it's going to be a free to play game.
And this looks like, as of right now, this is a Xbox and PC exclusive, and it's supposed to release sometime next year. That's also
And
going to be
mobile.
the key part. Yeah, and mobile. That's going to be the key part, though. Is like obviously we know the juggernaut that's coming out next year with GTA 6. It's like I think this game has to be like early 2026 to have any
Any
success.
legs. Yep.
Yeah, because if it comes out anywhere around May, it's going to get lost in the sauce. Like this game's going to get absolutely fucking buried.
Yep.
Because Roger, I'm not sure. Were you familiar with this game at all?
I thought I saw something about it at one point, but I was like, the name didn't ring a bell until I had to went and look at it and went, oh yeah, I think I saw something about this before, and it was just like like many other things, just sort of like a flash in the pan.
Yeah, because this was revealed at the Xbox Summer Showcase, um, and that was pretty much like the only like big news that really came of the game was its announcement, like, hey, this is a thing. Other than that, and then obviously the announcement for the release of the open beta that just clearly fucking didn't come across my any of my socials. But nonetheless, that's awesome to see. Maybe I can give it a go and something that we can definitely keep an eye on for sure. Because I'd be curious to see if Nintendo even wants to push a lawsuit for this because it's still in the realm of like a clone of Pokemon, but like it's like a genre. Like you would think like every Souls game would get sued from any the Dark Souls developer, and I'm just like, yeah, but they don't. So it's like Pokemon need or Nintendo need to take a step back and just be like, all right, cool. Like it's a genre now. Like we
Yeah,
got to
well,
understand that.
I think where Nintendo kind of steps in to do their nasty work is pretty much the little things that kind of make these things a staple. So like if FromSoft went ahead and said, you know what, hey, we're going to go ahead and file this paperwork, and nobody can use anything where it's a safe zone in which you can re-heal and refresh your pockets and everything, your healing things. Like if they went ahead and tried to copyright some nut stuff like that, like that's pretty much kind of what Nintendo did versus Nintendo like copywriting certain things. Like the things that they did were uh like using your creature as a glider type
Right.
situation. So therefore in Animo, you don't use your creature as a glider, you morph into your creature and your creature's gliding. Like it's
I
like
love how they
you
did that
see
with
the
the
little
workaround.
yeah,
Yeah,
you see the little twist. It's the little things you can argue in court where
yeah.
it's like, God damn it, they got us.
I just think it's weird, like when companies like copyright like gameplay mechanics and gameplay loops, because like one of the biggest ones that I've always talked about in the past was like when WB copyrighted the Nemesis system, like probably one of the greatest systems ever in video games, but no one's allowed to use it, and then like every game that was supposed to use it got scrapped or it was removed, and it's just like, you know,
How
like you're
much
just
money they
ruining
can make off
gaming,
of it?
right?
They can just be like, hey, listen, pay us. We'll just use it. I'm like, sure, fuck it.
Why not? All right, let's talk about some more games though. Roger, I'm actually really curious to hear about Peak because when I shared that graphic the other day, like it has sold over I think 5 million copies when I sent it. Like, didn't see this game, didn't even know what the fuck it was until you dropped it, and then next you know, this shit is one of those like random games that just blowing up out of nowhere. Streamers are playing it left and right, but how's this game overall?
So this game is what you would consider streamer bait. Okay, so this is one of those things that a lot of streamers are going to play because it gets quick views, easy views, but it's actually worth it. In my opinion, this game is unlike, say, for example, Schedule One. I also played that this week and I refunded the game because I felt
Damn.
like the content in it wasn't enough yet. Like it's still missing something to make the game good. But this Peak in itself is a well encapsulated game. It does what it means to do quickly and well. You have 5 different zones you go through. Every day they refresh, so everyone's playing the same map every day, and it randomly generates a new map every day. And so you may try to get, like, as you finish the game, the next difficulty adds a new difficulty modifier, whether it be fall damage increase, your hunger disappears quicker, things like that. So as you're replaying these levels, the ascent difficulty adds minor modifiers to make it that much more challenging. I think the gameplay loop is not stale, and I think that will be the biggest thing to carry this forward.
So this game does a lot better than Jusant as a climbing simulator, huh?
What's Jusant?
Oh man, this shit reminds me of fuck, what was it? A short hike,
Oh,
or
you have it on stream. I'm over here trying to watch it off to the side and shit. Like, I watch it. It actually looks pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie.
and it's up
It's
to
a
4
pretty
players,
good.
right? Or is it a total of 3?
If you're playing Peak, it's 4 players. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, and like, do you kind of like you can like help each other out, or is it just kind of just good luck, buddy?
No.
Jump on someone's back.
Like, yeah, your friend goes down, you like throw him on your back like a fucking backpack. You have to drop your backpack, but now you got a new one, and it's a friend with his backpack. And every bit of item increases your weight carry, and your
That makes
weight
sense.
reduces your stamina bar. And
Mhm.
so, like, as you're playing, you get hungry. That reduces your stamina. So it makes it harder and harder to do as you progress through the game. It just gets scaling difficulty. It really does well what it means to do, and I'm excited to keep playing it. Like I enjoyed it, and I want to keep jumping back into it.
Does it have like a story, or is it just kind of like a challenge based game?
You're going on vacation with your Boy Scout group or whatever, your Cub Scouts, whatever you are, Eagle Scout, and you crash land. That's your story. Get to the peak and get saved, or die, or fucking die.
Or
Like
die.
that is the story.
Just hilarious.
Say no more.
Interesting. Cool. Well, I'm glad to hear that is doing so well. Paul, have you been able to check this game out yet?
Hell no, but like even the physics of it kind of remind me kind of like a gang beast or animal party,
Yeah.
like that type situation.
Yeah.
They look
Oh,
clumsy as fuck.
It's hilarious. Those are the games that make the best like fun time with friends. Like you just do dumb shit. I haven't tried it out, but
My favorite thing is like
That
it is a
just right now.
cooperative game. Like if your friend's doing really well and they have better stamina, you can send them off ahead of you to do the shitty climb and see if it works. If it does, they could drop like rope down to you. You can climb up the rope. There's a bunch of different items to use. And like if you're climbing up and you don't have the stamina, but your friend did and they made it, if you get close enough, they just put out their hand and pull you right up. Like it is a cooperative game, and like if you go
That's
down,
fun.
your friends can save you and keep you going. But if you die in single player, you die in real life. No, I'm just
So this is Stay Alive too. Got it.
so
No.
smack a coconut off a tree. I like yeah, this game looks hilarious, man. I'm here for
it's
it.
pretty good.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll download it, play for about 10 minutes, and then like, all right, yeah.
Most
Uninstall
likely.
it.
Yeah.
Just add it to his collection of like Russian roulette of his games. Just like, all right, I tried it. Next.
Off to the graveyard.
But let's talk about a game that I almost tossed into the graveyard because that shit was challenging as fuck, and it was just I thought my game was broken, and I really could not get by it. And that is the altars, and like overall, like other than that one hiccup that I finally got through because I was having to deal with a rebellion of my altars and I couldn't figure out how to stop them from rebelling, so I had to keep restarting over and over and over. I'm like, bro, I don't know what else to do. We watched movies, we played beer pong. I fucking did everything they wanted. Like, what more did you want?
Gotta put a bullet in somebody's head, man.
And I'm just like, what the fuck? But yeah,
He did. His head.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
But yeah, I finally got past it. And I'm just like, cool, back to this fucking just normal gameplay loop, getting resources, researching the stuff, progressing the story, trying to move your ship to the next area because the sun is rising and you can't be in the sun because you're just gonna fucking burn to a crisp. And just the game is just really a lot of fun.
Can I
What's up?
ask something? Is there like a sleep system where it's like a Fallout or like a Skyrim type situation where like you can just skip forward a couple hours or something?
not hours. You go to the next day. So
Yeah, you
like,
have to go to the next
play
day,
for-
yeah. And like you have to go to sleep, like because you can. I found it the hard way. Like you can pass out from exhaustion.
Because in my head, I was just thinking like the mission for oh my god, what is it called in Skyrim? When you go to sleep and you wake up and like the girl's sitting on top of like the fucking closet. I just imagine like you going to sleep, waking up, and like you're surrounded by all the U's or some shit. They're just gonna jump your ass. Like,
Yeah, well, if you don't fucking solve the problem, it goes to a game over screen and just has you like laying in the bed, and it was like
Oh,
the
shit.
altars like rebelled against you or some shit like that, and you could just look like you died, like they killed you.
like it insinuates that they just killed you in bed, which they do. Like
I was like half right. Okay.
they fucking
That's dope.
smothered you like a fucking
That's
lover.
dope.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, generally like
That's
the
cool.
story is really dope, and just like building the connections with your altars and trying to figure out what conversation dialogue options are usually the best for them that's going to help their mood and make them less rebellious is key. But it's just like Roger, I was talking to you last week, I was like, there's some of them I didn't want to fucking choose them, but like I know I had to choose them because that's going to make them happy, and I was just like, but that's not what I would have said in that moment. So I just
Yeah,
feel like it
like
loses
you'd
like
be
a
there
lot of
like
I feel like I lose a lot of that like immersion of like how would I have handled the situation, because clearly I can't handle it the way that I want to handle it, because it's going to be like, nope, not the right way.
but on the flip side, you know, sometimes people don't want to hear what you have to say or how you're going to say it.
Right.
Like that's the thing. You have to think about how the alter, you know, it's not like a therapist who's going to sit there and just tell you it one way because that's the way they like to say it. Like
Mhm.
sometimes you got to tell it how they'll hear it.
Right. And I mean, it definitely makes you like want to learn the altars, and it's
Mhm.
just really interesting. But like you do have to pay attention to like what they're saying in the conversation. Like without that, you're just going to be picking the wrong thing left and right. But it is really interesting. Like when you do like hit the game over screen and you go back and you have to redo a lot of the dialogue options, it tells you what you chose the last
Mhm.
time. But then I'm like, fuck, was the last one, was it a good one or was it a bad one? Some of them I struggle with, so I'm like, I'm just gonna re-choose that same one. All right, cool, that one was good. And then sometimes I do that. I'm like, fuck, that was a bad one. I couldn't remember. But yeah, man. Hopefully
You
it
gotta keep
continues
a
to be
journal
good.
next to you at this point.
Yeah. I'm in Act 2. I'm at towards the end of Act 2. I'm not gonna really spoil anything with what you have to do at this point, because it is like, oh fuck. Like you gotta do two different big tasks at this point. And I do know like once you do one of them, it progresses the story further into Act 3 when you move it along. But it's just like, yeah, that shit's getting crazy, and I feel like something is crazy going to happen based on one of my decisions I have to make. Like you can already see them. Like you can already see what's going to happen of some sort.
Act
Like-
2 is the without spoiling anything, Act 2 is your fork in the road. It determines the ending of the game at that point. You still get a lot of choices in the ending, like how they flavor the ending or like the spice, but your true ending is determined in Act 2.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of like you kind of already hit the final nail, and it's kind of just like, all right,
Mhm.
You choose a path and you can't go back. It's that kind of moment where you're like, okay, this is what I'm doing, and then you make the decision and they're like, why would you have made that decision? And you're like,
That's what I wanted
I don't
to do.
you're right, that wasn't a good decision. They're like, you fucked me, and you're like, yes, I did.
create a separate save file now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Act 2, it's in that moment you've decided where you're gonna go at the end of the game and what you want your ending to look like.
Yeah, it's definitely a great game. I definitely would recommend checking it out. It's on Game Pass as well, so it's easy to check out.
FREE, that spells free.
Yeah. But
Give it a good 20 minutes. We'll see what happens.
speaking of free, if I'm not mistaken, I think Roger, your game Fantasy General 2 was a free game.
Yeah, so weirdly enough, Steam's offering some free games this week, and I posted about them in our article here, but we'll cover them maybe a little bit later. You know, you can get 4 free Steam games right now, and one of them was like Fantasy General 2, and I was just like, I'm just looking for a crappy strategy game. I always love crappy strategy games, and this is it. It's just a simple top-down strategy. You build an army and you go from one mission to the next, you progress through the story, but as you're progressing through the story, the army you're building stays the same. If somebody dies, they're dead in the next level. You know, like your troops are dead. Like, so it is about trying to keep people alive, trying to build out your kind of strategy, your kind of battle line that you want. It's pretty simple game. Reminds me a lot of like Might and Magic style stuff.
Yeah, this reminds me of like when I was checking out Age of Mythology.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I really see here. Looks pretty interesting. Something that I probably wouldn't ever check out. But Paul, were you ever big into like strategy games at all?
Nah, not really my thing.
No.
Depends. Like before I had switched to, cause I used to pretty much just game on PC and everything and stuff like that. But when my laptop had messed up and I was forced to like go to console, like back when I was PC, yeah, I got dabble. But once I went to console, I was like, "Ew, what's this? Gears of War? Fuck yeah!" So I was like, "Well, there goes that." But yeah, nah,
Turn brain off.
yeah. It's like, what do you mean aim assist? Fuck yeah!
Yeah, just roll shotgun, roll shotgun.
Yeah, but no, but I listen. Like I said, I just told y'all before we jumped on this and everything. Like I just recently got back into fucking or I was just starting to play like a league or whatever. So like my brain slowly starting to be like, hey, listen, it's okay to still dabble in other things that you once used to like back in the days. So hey, listen, any recommendations for any game, I'm always down to try.
Oh yeah, and speaking about that, dabbling in games like we used to like love back in the day is I've been playing some more NBA Street Volume 2 on the OG Xbox, and man, it's just like one of those like dopamine hits. Like I really have loved this series like 1, 2, and 3. I guess they technically made a fourth one, but that one's irrelevant. But like they were just so great. Like it was like also dope like back in the day when it first came out on the PS2, the first one. And I remember just going to my friend's house and we would play it all the time. And then like when I finally had that one and the second one and the third one, just going through the story and just like trying to build your team and taking over all the courts all across the country, like it was just really really dope. And it was like a really big change compared to like NBA Live or 2K and stuff like that, where obviously
Yep.
those are more realistic simulations of the game. Where like this one is just like NFL Street or NFL Blitz, like those like super arcade versions of the sport. And it was just like, man, turn your brain off, have some
NFL
fun, good
Blitz was
fun, and don't
amazing.
stress. Yeah, I have it for the N64.
I think I still have my Blitz 2000.
Yeah.
Man, leg dropping people in that game. Hit it with a boom shaka like what? Just like dolphin dive and just
Yeah.
oh, missed
Good
that
times,
shit.
man. Good times. But yeah, NBA Street Volume 2, it's all love, and I really enjoy just booting up the OG Xbox and hearing the OG boot up sound, Like that's like
Oh,
super
yeah.
iconic. But yeah,
That
man.
reactor, hell yeah.
So that's where I was at with that one. But and you've been playing two games that's been out for quite some time, both from the Tom Clancy universe, and that is the Division 2 and Rainbow Six. How are both of those going? Like, I would love to dive in and play Division 2 consistently, but I don't think I have anybody to really run with. But tell me about it.
Well,
How's your experience going?
well, I am a Clancy kid, so grew up being forced to read the books and also love the games. Um, so yeah, I'm always going to be a sucker for anything Tom Clancy, especially Rainbow Six. Grew up playing the Rainbow Six games. Obviously, Siege is not like the old Rainbow Six games, yet it still feels like it has kind of that flavor in a way. I don't know, because it definitely feels like a far cry from a Vegas and Vegas 2
Hmm.
and stuff.
But it scratches your itch.
Yeah,
You
I
still
can
have to play as a squad. Like you have to,
I
you
can
have to
pull a
play.
trigger.
You have to play really well with your squad, like just like in Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and
Yeah,
2.
like before I used to just be like, hey, stack up against the door and everything. Breach that shit and toss a flashbang. Now it's kind of like, hey, listen, I'm just gonna like put this on here, drill a hole, and shoot grenades through the wall. I'm like, what the hell? So, but Rainbow Six, it does. It's allowed me because also being a Call of Duty kid, it's allowed me to really just slow the hell down and stuff. And sometimes slowing down is the best. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I just Call of Duty to shit and just like jump into the window, say fuck it, and then hit a frost trap and die automatically. I'm like, God damn it!
Should have slowed
So,
down.
yeah. So it's good in that sense that it allows you to just slow the hell down and just relax Funny enough, a shooting game could be relaxing. Don't understand how, but it is. It's very calming compared to the constant sliding and shit like that
Mhm.
in Call of Duty. But the Division 2, it's a game that like I love the studio, but god damn it. Every time I go back to watch the original The Division, like the reveal trailer
Oh,
for
don't get me
it,
started.
nothing, it still doesn't even
It's
look as good as the reveal trailer for the Division
nope.
1. Like,
That is like
but
the like penultimate trailers. Like to me, like it is such a dope trailer that sets up like what the hell is going
yeah,
down in that shit, and like it felt real, and I was just like,
and
this is so like it's grounded in something that could realistically happen. And then like when the fucking
yeah,
pandemic hit, I was like, this is crazy. Like I've already played
yeah.
this.
Not even just that, just also the gameplay mechanics of what you saw the world was kind of going towards, but never quite reached.
Hmm.
Like when their buddy came in as the drone and he's playing on
Yeah,
his
it's
tablet.
to you
Like
the
I
good old
remember
days.
when Splinter Cell Blacklist came out and they
Hmm.
had the Spider Bot game on your phone and everything. And if you
Yep.
played it on your phone, then you could get special stuff for the game. Like dumb shit like
Yeah,
that.
those
But
companion apps were really like a niche thing that like just never caught on. Like Call of Duty even tried to do
yeah,
with like the Call of Duty Elite app and stuff like
yes.
that. Like and
And
it's just
try remaking Facebook, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, but yeah, no, the Division 2, they are adding great things. I forget what the hell it's called. I just call it the tower. Where pretty much you can set
Hmm.
whatever type of loot you want. So let's say there's a build called the striker build. If you want stuff from this gear set specifically, when you go to the tower or whatever the hell it's called, I call it the tower. You can set that you only want stuff from this specific gear set to drop. So any special items you get that drop will only be from this gear set. It won't be from a different gear set. Or you can set it that I only want assault rifles to drop. And only assault rifles will drop. And the more and more you progress up this tower, each floor becomes increasingly harder. And the harder it gets, the more loot that drops. So
Right.
like they're adding a bunch of cool stuff because like in the Division 1 when they added like the dungeon where like the
Yep.
underground station just kept changing every time you went in there, that was a cool thing. This tower thing is really amazing, and there's a bunch of different things that they're adding. The only thing that worries me is that I want to go boot it up on PC. I was like, oh, let me just play it there, and your shit's not there. There's no cross save. I can't move my account. And I'm like, leave it to Ubisoft to just fuck it up and everything. My
Hmm.
buddies bought the DLCs. One's on PlayStation, one's on PC. I'm on Xbox, and we booted up the game just hype as hell. And I'm like, wait, I can't add you. Wait, I can't even find you. You don't even exist in this game. And there's no crossplay whatsoever. Forget
Yep.
cross save. There's no crossplay.
Play
So
I do remember
it,
I was gonna have a couple people that wanted to play it, but they were on PC and I was on Xbox, and I was like, I don't feel like buying the game and doing it
yeah,
on the PC. I was like, yeah, well, guess not playing
can't
it.
can't do it. Sorry. And the thing is, they got such a they got such a healthy player base, and also people are always willing to help you. That's unless it goes to the dark zone that they trying to fuck you over. But
Hmm.
aside from that, like you could jump into a random Discord. People are always just trying to help you, and I love that so much that the community is still always willing to look out for you. I joined some randoms and everything, and they just started dropping me shit. They were like, "Damn, man, you're a low level of shit. Here you go." And I'm like, "Okay, insulted, but I'll take it. Thank you for the gear." So the community's great and everything. The gameplay is still the same. It's if you play Division 1, you've played this game. Obviously a couple more things have changed with specialties and blah blah blah. But yes, great game, having a blast and stuff, and it is not hard to get at all any of the gear that you want slash need. It's very easy. Yeah.
Dope.
Those two games, having a
Ev-
blast. Shout out to Tom Clancy, rest in peace.
Hell yeah. All right, let's talk about another game here for me. EA College Football 26 just dropped the other day, and it it it's just the hype was last year because we didn't have a college football game for so long, and then this year it looks like everything is just a copy and paste. Like it's giving me that like I understand why I stopped buying sports games because it is literally the same game year after year after year after year, and they may tweak one thing here, one thing there, update the rosters, and oh, let's add a little bit more sweat, a little bit more shadows, the lighting is a little bit better here, but it's just like it's not really exciting. And like right now I really only play Ultimate Team in this, and I'm just like, man, I gotta like rebuild my team that I worked really hard to do last year. Like I don't know if I want to redo that again. Like I just don't. So I'm in this like really interesting like realm of like, do I continue to play this game and try to enjoy it, or not? And then like same thing with Madden. Madden will come out. That's what I used to do. Play Ultimate Team for like a month or two, and then never touch the game again. It's just it gets old after a while, and I'm like, they've been making these games since when? Like 94, 95, I think was like when the first Madden came out. So it's like, okay, it's just we talk about it all the time. Like sports games just need to be live service games and not yearly releases, but they're never going to because they know they make like a bajillion dollars by selling you a new game every year.
And Madden's actually been going on longer than you think.
Yeah, I couldn't remember how far
yeah,
it went back.
88.
That's nuts.
Yeah,
It's
Madden
older
is
than
old.
us.
The game is older than us. Yeah.
I love it. It's hilarious that how like these annual releases, regardless of what game it is, if it's an annual release, everyone's saying the same thing because that's literally what everyone who plays Call of Duty says.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all right, guys, when are we going to shake it up?
Yeah.
But and I'm not gonna lie, the trailer
But
for
we continue to buy the same games is the thing. Like
We never stop.
you buy them, you never stop buying them. So it's rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. They're gonna keep giving you the same stuff if you don't stop buying it. That's the problem.
Yep, and that's the slippery slope that I definitely fell on when I saw that trailer for Black Ops 7, man.
No one
It's
had
like, I
had
was
any
like,
idea that it was Call of Duty until like
yeah,
towards the end. You're like, oh, this is just another Call of Duty game.
yeah. I'm sitting here like, okay, what is this sci-fi game coming out? Like, is this like Control 2?
Yeah.
What is this?
And it was the end fucking cap of the show. Like usually you put
Yeah.
something there that's like new game, like new IP, or like something that's going to be like exciting. You dropped Call of Duty. Everyone's like,
Yeah.
well, we know there's a new Call of Duty every year, so like you didn't.
I think it's kind of just part of it of like how it's like how at the very last second before the name title came up, it kind of clicked for me because I was like, TVs, Red Room, what's this here?
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
it's
yeah,
it's
crazy.
definitely bad.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, Roger. Any other games you wanted to talk about here on your list at all?
Not really. Gaming this week hasn't been crazy. I'm excited to finish up here Rogue Trader. Gonna hopefully beat that tonight, I think, after the podcast.
Nice.
Okay.
And then hopefully we can dive back into our wonderful Wolfenstein Youngbloods on Tuesday.
Oh God.
But nonetheless, let's go ahead and move on though to the news that we got this week. We're going to kick it off with some industry news. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, kicking it off here with Microsoft, of course, and this is kind of like a continuation of the layoffs that we've been covering, and this is just another impact from those. Apparently, like they had a deal lined up with Romero Games to like fund their next game, and yeah, Microsoft was like, "Yeah, we're just going to pull your funding. We got to cut this. You're not like as of importance." But several publishers have reached out to them to pick up their unannounced project, which is really exciting to see because I feel like they have a lot that could be going for them. Because if I'm not mistaken, like this was from the same family of George Romero, if I'm not mistaken, like the guy who's like that was big into like the zombies, like he's one of the king of the zombie genre. So I mean, like that'd be pretty dope to see like what they can come up with.
Yeah. I, it's unfortunate of this whole situation, honestly. That it's kind of like somebody could just pull the rug right out from under you, and everything's going fine one day, and it's kind of just like, yeah, everybody's fine, everybody's getting paid, and whether it be weekly or bi-weekly basis, and then it's like, oh shit, yeah, no funding gone.
Yeah, just like that. And like I was listening to Unlocked from IGN, and Ryan McAfee brought this up. He was like, like what's craziest, the craziest thing about the layoffs, right, is like when you go from working on a job, like working on a game for years, right, 5, 6, 7 years, and they go, oh, we're going to cancel the project. And then like on your resume, like you literally now have like a 5 to 7 year gap of like doing nothing pretty much because you have nothing to really generally show for it. In the end, it's like, well, I was working on this unannounced canceled game but like you don't really have anything to show for it. And he was just like, that's the impact that like they don't really fucking think about them, because like those people going to then apply for another job has this like massive gap in their resume, and they're like, I don't know if I want to hire you because like you're coming from a team that was canceled. Why did it get canceled? Was it your fault? Like it puts people in like a really bad situation. Like at the end of the day, it wasn't the developers were the issue. It was the fucking publisher and the corporate heads, which we talk about week in and week out. And I thought that was really fucked up.
It's the nature of the beast lately with the industry. Gaming being the monetized structure it is, like the overly monetized structure it is, like these games are. Why would investors put money into a game, like if they could instead, just buy property or do something else with their money? Like
Right.
it just gets to the point where Microsoft's like, hey, if you're not super profitable as a game, we're gonna have to pull your funding, because right now we have AI to worry about.
Right, exactly. Especially with Microsoft, because that's their biggest concern. But
And
I'm actually,
was,
yeah, go
was
ahead.
that? I'm sorry. That was that confirmed too. That the reason why the whole funding for everything was pulled was due to them wanting to dump more money into the AI research.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's
That was
not
one of
just
the
that.
primary
That's
reasons.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I'm sure they have other
That
bullshit reasons.
Yeah.
The money is like AI is mostly not profitable. Like Sam Bankman or Sam Altman said, like, for you to use pleasantries with your AI is costing them millions of dollars a year for like saying thank you, please. Like those words just add millions of dollars to their overhead a year. And like that's just two words, like thank you adds a ton of money to an AI search. Think about now Microsoft building their entirety of their like their entirety of their enterprise around it right now. Like everything is Copilot.
Yeah.
Everything is like everything's an Xbox. Everything is Copilot.
Yeah, I guess including Xbox now too, or will be whenever they push that update out. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and skip over, Roger, your topic real quick, because this one ties in with kind of what we're talking about. So another developer and publisher struggling with money is Unknown Worlds Entertainment versus Krafton. So this is the developer behind the Subnautica series, and Subnautica 2 was recently delayed, and a lot of people are pushing for like suing them, because by them delaying the game prevented them from getting a $250 million bonus by releasing the game on time. And it's like, it almost seems real shady, like, oh, they delayed the game to avoid having to pay that $250 million bonus. Because they're
Does
like,
feel pretty shady.
we could just push the game out a year. You're going to miss that. The game's going to come out just fine, the same way if we would have released it now. And we're going to save $250 million.
Well, and the other thing that's crazy is Subnautica Below Zero. Both were early access, not finished, stories not ready. They were just released early access. This game, they were like, we're going to hold it. And it does feel really sketchy, like very sketchy that they're doing this to the developer. But also on the flip side, I do have to like kind of look at the issue here where like the leaders of the studio were asked to jump back in on the projects instead of pursuing other projects they were working on. Like one of the CEOs or one of the owners of the studio, I guess execs, they're no longer an owner since they're owned by another big publisher. One of the execs was asked to jump back in to help out with the project to make sure it gets done. And he's like, nah, I'm still working on this video, like this movie project or this film project I want to work on, even though he's getting paid to run this company.
Yeah.
So like there's some weird stuff going on where like he just wasn't working anymore and trying to collect residuals.
I'd be curious to see like how, like if it's a good or bad to incentivize reaching a certain deadline and then you get a bonus, because like I feel like you could see it from both sides, where like the developer's going to like crunch and like force a game out when the game probably needs to be delayed just so they can get the $250 million. But then we see from this instance where I think is what's happening is like the game's ready to go. The publisher was like, no, we're going to delay it so we don't have to pay you $250 million. So it's like if they just remove that incentive altogether, like you'll come out and just produce the best fucking game and release it when it's ready to release.
Yeah, well, I think it's
The thing
also
isn't about quality.
Yeah, not
yeah, and
anymore.
also these incentives also sometimes is also by when they sell. Like it's not by necessarily the publisher; it's by whoever owns it at the time. Like think about with everything that's happening with Bungie and Marathon. They had an incentive that if they deliver a bang ass game and everything, they make buku bucks off of that. And then what
Mhm.
happened? Everybody was like, "Uh-oh, if they allow them to release Marathon in the state that it is and it fucking crashes, they don't have to pay Bungie those devs shit. Like they don't got to pay them nothing at all." And when you listen to the devs, when they finally got the delay for Marathon, the devs were like, "Dude, we were pleading for this shit. We didn't even know that it was going to happen. We found out when y'all found out that the delay was happening." So it almost looks like they were trying to pull that sleazy shit with a Bungie as well in a
Mhm.
situation where Sony was like, "Should we really let them crash or burn? If we let them, we don't got to pay them shit. But at the same time, now that we own them, we're dumping all this money also into them to crash and burn, and we still lose money on the back end."
Yeah.
Like,
I also still think like they're building off like what me and Roger talked about in a few episodes ago. With that is like, I personally think like both Xbox has done this too, but PlayStation has been siphoning all of the great talent out of Bungie and taking it and repurposing it to other developers and other programs. Where then like what's left for Bungie is like not the top tier employees that were once there, and then like we're running into those issues where like Bungie of what we used to know what Bungie is isn't there anymore. And of course you're going to get fucking crap shit games and games that are using fucking someone else's art in the fucking game and get in trouble for that.
yeah.
How else am I supposed to make deadlines if I don't use somebody else's art?
Yeah, that was probably AI or something. Yeah, the issues that we're running into. But yeah, we got another decisive topic here though with Nintendo. What's going on over there, Roger?
So Nintendo found another ROM hosting site, and the FBI cracked down on them this week. So the FBI seized ROM site distributor. What is the name here? It is NSW2U. So they were handing out a bunch of free copies to Switch games for emulators on PCs and hacked consoles, and the FBI finally seized their entire operation this week. They also took down a bunch of their EU ISPs and stuff like that. So it's Nintendo is really ramping up. Like they're not playing games right now with anyone,
No pun
and
intended.
honestly, I can't really sit here and say like, a ROM host for Switch is okay. Like, this is an active console that people are playing and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like it's not good. Like I wouldn't be here defending it. But like on the flip side, there are some games out there that like you just can't get anymore, and they're like, but I don't want you to steal it. Steal what? You're not using it.
Right.
Like
I just saw the meme earlier. They were like, the OG like Smash Brothers game. They were like, so I'm not allowed to pirate this game. No. You own this game. Yep. Do you make any money off of this? Nope. Will I make any money off of this? Nope. Can I release it on emulator? Nope. Why? It's like why? And it's like the Patrick Star and
yeah,
the
Manta Ray.
yeah, Manta Ray going back and forth, and I'm just like I don't
Your
get it.
name is Patrick Star, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So this is your ID. Yep. It was found in this wallet. Okay, makes sense. So this is your wallet. Never
Nope.
seen it in my life.
Yeah, yeah. So they did that. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly how that shit like really goes. And it's like older consoles like pirating, like isn't like because they were like someone broke it down. They were like, so when I buy the games, but I don't really own the games, like how does
I
that
bought
make
the
sense?
console. I
But I
bought
bought
the
the console,
console, but the console isn't mine.
but the
Yes.
console isn't
Oh,
mine.
okay.
But then it's like,
Okay.
if I'm emulating a game, and is it really piracy? And it's like, no, it's not. Like it's like it's in a really weird fucking gray area, especially if they tell you also don't own the games
Buy
that
the
you buy.
game. Yeah, because if you buy the game and you're telling me purchasing the game isn't me owning it, therefore I buy the game, I have it, but I don't have it. then technically me pirating the game, me having it isn't me having it. Like, it's kind of a gray area. Now, what I will say is, allegedly, may have been an alleged 60 FPS version of Breath of the Wild on this website, allegedly. Now, my thing is, the Switch doesn't allow me to do that. So, although,
I'm just playing your game in better fidelity. That's all it is.
yeah, I'm not really playing the game. I'm just playing a 60 FPS patch. I'm just playing the patch, okay? Like, I'm playing the mod, not the actual game. And so granted, yes, developers because there are some devs that when they reach certain sales points and everything, they get a kickback and everything. I'm not sure if that's how Nintendo does it, but I do know a lot of studios do it that way. Cool. I mean, at least the people over that did freaking Liza P, they did that. So shout out to them. But like websites like this, I do understand Nintendo shutting down because ain't nobody about to touch most of Nintendos. But at the same time, like if you do happen to want to play, like a better version of what's already out and everything, I'm not telling you to go do it, but hey, listen, if you happen to stumble upon it and the FBI randomly when they knocks on your door, fuck it, right? Like, I don't know.
Fuck it. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting like time when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We gotta get it figured out. That's for sure.
Like pirating's wrong, but like also at the same time, like how do we get a hold of like posterity of games? At some point, you have to be like, well,
Yeah.
I'd like to be able to play your game. Why can't I play it? Oh, because we would like to make money off of it. Okay, when are you going to do it? Never.
Yeah. Like, listen, I bought a 3DS XL off of Macari, whatever, and the dude allegedly threw in a game card that may or may not have a bunch of games on there and stuff. And there was shit on there, and I was like, dude, I fucking forgot this shit came out. But then there was also stuff on there allegedly, that
Allegedly.
some Barbie games and everything. And I'm like, fuck it, like, maybe we'll test it out just to make sure it works properly. So like it is kind of the preservation of games is a conversation that needs to happen on a serious note. And I understand that even someone like a Microsoft slash or Xbox specifically that they're trying to, so they say, work on that. We don't know if they have any ulterior motives. Be the only one to offer the games that are now lost and you got to pay for it now. Game Pass. But
Right.
Game preservation is a conversation that we need to take more seriously because there are certain games that are not just being completely lost. And if we can't try to recover them without possibly facing either a lawsuit or jail time, then what the fuck's going on, man?
Yeah, and like a lot of games that just fucking sunset. They shut the servers down, but they're like just story driven games or single player games, but you had to play them online. Makes no fucking sense to me. Like there should always be an offline mode. Like I don't know why that just doesn't exist. Like Anthem, for example, is about to be lost for good. Like it's going to be a game that no one's going to be allowed to play or be capable of playing unless they find a somehow to way like play a port or whatever a ROM of the game. And it's just like we're really about to lose a lot of games.
I also don't want to hear him saying that there ain't nothing they can do about it because Epic Games literally dropped the fucking files for Paragon. I said, hey, listen, if y'all want it, fucking rebuild it. Boom. And dropped everything. And you had like 7 studios say, fuck it, we'll do it.
Yeah,
So
I
I
don't
was
want to
like,
hear it. Like they gave Redfall an offline mode. Come on.
yo, you get
Don't
what I'm
want to hear
saying?
it.
Like,
I don't want to hear it.
listen, man, it's insanity, brother.
Hell
Insanity.
yeah. But that's all the industry news we got this week, so let's go ahead and cover everything that's going on in the gaming news. All right, kicking it off here with some Xbox related news. This one was actually pretty fucking crazy. Call of Duty World War II was just recently added to Game Pass, and this is really specific more towards the PC version of it. And it had to be pulled because it was leading to a lot of you losing control over your fucking PC altogether. It was being fucking uprooted, hacked altogether. And it was pretty fucking bad. Like holy hell. And this is a game that was released 8 fucking years ago and people were still creating like backdoors to your fucking PC in this game. And it's just like, man, what the fuck? But
You know how
Roger,
mad I'd be?
Roger, what's your thoughts on this on PCs getting hacked? Playing World War II COD.
Uh, I remember the days when we actually had to genuinely worry about like this stuff, and like modern dev, you really don't have this anymore. The games are a lot more secure, but the fact that there's like they're just like, whatever, we'll throw it out there, it'll be playable. Wait, what do you mean people lost control of their computer? What? Like, yeah.
Someone
It
just your
it's
shit. Like Jesus
flabbergasting.
Christ.
Yeah, mid game, like fucking the command center would just pop up and shit was just starts typing, and you're like, what the fuck's going on? Like mid match, you're like, well, just lost my
Bro.
PC.
Imagine that. I'm like, yo, grenade out, and someone keys my whole system like fast as shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Now you're fucked. Like, oh man, you got to run a virtual machine on your PC just to play Call of Duty now. That is insane, bro. Like,
No one's safe these days. But
at all, man. Fucking God.
so next game up here is Stalker 2. Got its official PS5 release announcement and releasing late in 2025. So that's big news there. Just another game adding to the list of Xbox exclusives jumping ship and coming to basically all platforms. Sure, we'll see Halo next here soon. And next up, Sea of Thieves.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to brace myself for that. Don't just say it like that. God, ease me into that.
Just rammed it up there, no lube, ready to go.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, that's kind of what they did with Gears. They're just like, hey, Gears of War Reloaded, it's coming to PS5 as well. Like,
See, like,
okay.
and I get it. Gears is like synonymous, like with Xbox. I get it, but at the same time, is that like I still remember when Gears was like Epic Games Xbox.
Mhm.
So it's like that doesn't hurt as like it hurts. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't hurt as much. Like I mean, Gears 2 scarred me for life. I'm not gonna lie, but still, like it going to places. It's kind of like I want you guys to enjoy these stories. Like this is stuff that we can talk about now and everything. But god damn, just to throw Halo out there like your mascot is like fuck.
Yeah, well, they got to do something because Halo's been in a rough situation, and I do think like if Halo Infinite was like on multi-platform, like could have helped. I mean, I don't think it would have been a ton. Like even if it was a million more
could have
players,
helped. That's all they had to do. Make a fucking
they did make a good
story.
game. That's the issue. Like Infinite was
I'm sorry. Like I did it.
Infinite story was pretty damn good. I would say it was probably like an 8. In my opinion, and it was reviewing exceptionally well when it dropped. Like the issue with
there's no
Infinite
Halo
was
5. Like
it
all
was
I'm saying,
way
is no
better.
Halo 5.
And mind you, that news actually just broke the other day. That and Halo 4 both sold 10 million copies each.
Mhm.
Mind blowing, but for two terribly fucking developed Halo games.
I mean,
Here nor there.
Multiplayer of Halo 5 wasn't that bad.
Right, that was the issue. Like Halo 5 story mode, garbage. Multiplayer, fun. And then Infinite was like, hey, here's your great story mode. And then multiplayer, what's that? We forgot to release the content.
You got $10 cat ears though. Don't forget
And then we're
that.
gonna fucking drip feed one map here, one map there. Here's a skin here. Here's a game mode from Halo 3. Like
Now I'm mad I never got the cat ears. It's crazy.
But yeah, man. So shout out to Stalker 2 getting some more eyes because I didn't get to play this game yet, but Audra, I know you did. And it seemed like it was a pretty dope game.
It's a walking simulator, that's for sure. The map is huge, and you have to do the whole thing on foot.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And then last up here for Xbox games is Sea of Thieves. It's getting custom servers and it's in alpha right now, and it will be coming out to everyone else in 2026. So that game just continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and just that is a true definition of a live service that had a fantastic redemption arc.
The little engine that killed, brother. That one, what's the game made by Hello Games? The fucking space one?
No Man's Sky.
Those two games, bro, like put them in the museum somewhere. They were like dead on arrival. Like I'm still like
There's 3 games that have had the best redemption. And those 2 that we were just talking about in Cyberpunk, like I still think that has had a hell of a fucking redemption arc.
Yeah. Bro, the Cyberpunk's about to be on the Switch too. Like,
Mhm.
shout out to the anime for like saving the Cyberpunk, bro.
It's short
Like
up
that
good.
that shit gave it a
Season
second.
2's coming.
And then
Yes,
they needed
sir.
then they got
Can't wait.
Idris Elba to help save it as well. Yeah. I
Damn
mean,
dude,
2 big
damn
name
dude.
actors, man. When you got fucking John Wick, Keanu Reeves and then Idris Elba and then get video game. Like
That I'll be
you're doing
awesome.
something.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Sea of Thieves, man. They just like you said, the little engine that could, and it keeps on fucking chugging. But that's everything with the Xbox. What's going on in the PlayStation realm?
So we had the Ghost of Yotai State of Play, so we can kind of get eyes on what the actual game is going to be like.
Fuck yeah.
And so we've heard now that it's going to be less of what the other, like the previous game was. Ghost of Tsushima was more about a samurai actually following the path of a Ronin, whereas this one is now going to pursue more of a lens into a just a non-samurai warrior. So like you're going to be doing with different tools, different weapons, and it's going to be a very rock paper scissory sort of fight where you're going to have weapons that are good against other weapons, and you're going to kind of work your way in a circle fighting with different accoutrements.
Yeah, it's definitely dope. Like I actually watched this live with my fellow Shoot to Win members, and man, were you fucking blown away! And like, it's perfect timing for me. I just beat Ghost of Tsushima at the top of the year with the director's cut, and that game was a beautiful masterpiece. Ended the game crying my like eyes out. But this game looks fucking fantastic, and just the different things that they're adding to it. Like you can play the game and have like lo-fi music playing. You can turn it into the black and white cinema. You can actually turn on like some mode where it actually enhances like the brutality and the gruesomeness of the game as well. Um, and, like I just don't even know like how to really fucking like talk about it. Like this game just looks incredible. But yeah, like you were saying, like the basis of this story is more of like a revenge story too. Like you're going after the Yotai 6, I believe it is. And like basically all enemies fear them. But like you were talking about with the weapons, like that's a different take on the system, because like the first one was about the stances, which reminded me heavily of like Star Wars, like a Jedi, how there's like 7 different stances in fighting form for Jedi, and it's the same thing with fucking samurai, which we know is Jedi and Star Wars is heavily based off of the samurai code, but it's just like that shit played a big part. Where this one, it's like, all right, I got a katana, then I have a fucking like musket that I can shoot now. Then I have like this big ass like spear that has like a sharp ass blade on the end, and then like you have like this like heavy duty katana. I'm terrible with the names because I didn't really catch them all, but I'm like, those weapons are going to be crazy as fuck to use, and like just that balancing of it is going to be dope, because like if it's really smooth, like changing the stances were in the first game, it's going to be unmatched. But
Yes.
what's your thoughts, Inhuman?
So for the game, that's what I was thinking about. God damn it. So for the stance thing, whatever that you're talking about, the game I was trying to think it was For Honor. Like that's where my head
yeah.
was going to, and everything with changing stances and stuff. But yeah, so what we saw and everything, I do like that there was a heavy emphasis, because there's a lot of people that granted, Twitter's always going to be Twitter, but there was a bunch of people there who were just crying and complaining and everything stuff. Oh, we just take us back to the first one and everything, and it's like, nah, listen, I kind of like how they're kind of taking somewhat of like an Assassin's Creed approach to it, whereas like, and if they continue to do it, obviously this would mean a little bit more, but like each game is, here's the next person and everything. Like we're not going to stick to this.
Yeah, because this
Here's the
takes
next
place
person.
like 200 years like after the first game. So it's
Yeah,
not going to
like
have like any direct connection, other than I did see like
exactly.
in the images showed off the cosmetics, like you can apparently have the dude's name from the first game hit like his helmet that has the antlers on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like
So
you'll see
like,
some small shit like that.
see, and I like that because like it's kind of like on some like Power Rangers type shit. Like, hey, here's the next one and everything. Like you know what the frame is of this, but what is inside of this whole game and everything. They showed the different weapons and things like that. So obviously we're going to get a different gameplay with it. I saw a lot of people saying "Rest in peace" to Assassin's Creed Shadows and everything. But I enjoy what they're doing because they do. The first game was done with a lot of love and respect, if that makes sense, or especially if you're like into like the old school like samurai flicks and stuff. Like it's not even just the flicks, just the time period and the culture and everything. And that's what I did feel was though. Obviously, we saw what happened with Assassin's Creed Shadows, where you saw that attention to detail and respect obviously was not there. But game.
It's a Ubisoft game. Like,
Yeah.
the attention to detail is never there.
Yeah, and that's a fact. Oh, but it, I like what we see. I just don't want them to, because they were like, you could play music in the game and everything and stuff like that. I'm like, oh shit, is this the next thing that is the Sony thing? Like, we got it in The Last of Us. You can play guitar and everything and stuff. Final Fantasy Rebirth was a exclusive. We got to play music in there too. So it's like, is this something that Sony's gonna say, put in all of our games? You have to be able to play music and everything. I don't know, but it's gonna be a good game if it's anything at least half of what the first game was. And yes, I'm excited for it and stuff. I definitely need something to play on goddamn PlayStation because my kids got more hours on that shit than I do. So yeah.
Same. The only game that I really played on that was Helldivers 2 and Ghost of Tsushima, and that is it.
Oh yeah, I'm not touching my PlayStation again. That shit coming to Xbox.
Right. The same day as Gears, imagine that.
Ain't that some shit? Sheesh.
Honestly, they're gonna use each other as a reason why there isn't a monopoly on the market. Oh, well, look, they exist over there. Like it feels very handshaky, very I wash your back, you wash mine.
Very
I
much
would
so.
like them to wash each other's back a little bit more and get us a Helljumpers outfit in Helldivers. I would like that.
Or somebody else said in our chat, ODST armor.
ODST, yeah. They
Oh, I
need
would
that.
love that.
They need an ODST
Oh,
without a
man.
doubt.
Yeah. See, look. Hey, we'll pay for the cosmetics. Fuck it, just give it to us.
Even
Your
though I play that game like
isn't
once
free,
every
but
few
content.
months, I'll still hop in and get the ODST armor.
Fuck yeah. Look, I'll pre-order that bitch right now. They put it. If they say right now it's money.
Take my wallet. You're just like you got your fucking. It's that meme. It's like the credit card's like.
Yeah. God damn it, my wife has my wallet. But yeah, if I had it, I should.
He's smacking it. Take my shit. But what else is going on with PlayStation?
Talking about Helldivers. Helldivers 2 has announced the next control group, Warbond. It launches in 4 days here. You're going to get new guns, new weapons, new stratagems, and in addition, you're going to find yourself getting new armors as well. So, bunch of new stuff to unlock, which is really exciting to see that this game, we kind of talked about, like, is this game going to actually shape up to be something, or is it just going to disappear? And honestly, I think they've done it. It's a game that will stick around for a while. It's a live service game that has succeeded for Sony, and somehow they're still standing here going, maybe we should do more. Compete with myself.
Yeah, they've just been doing everything right with this one, and they had a big success with like the whole like the meta shit that was going on like on Twitter, like the out of game experience that you can have, and then like with these updates, man, they're constant. They actually have a good amount of content that's coming with them, not Halo Infinite size updates. But yeah, this one looks pretty awesome. Like they're doing like some like experimental weapons too that apparently like they found some alien gear and then like turned it into like some weapons and whatnot. So I'm like, okay, let's see what they're kind of doing here, and that's pretty dope. And it's perfect timing. I mean, this comes out July 17th, just about a month before the release onto Xbox, so at least Xbox gets to come in and experience a lot of stuff, because they also did what Halo Infinite did. Like all of those war bonds that ever came out are always available for you to purchase. Like you don't have to worry about the fear of missing out when it comes to this game, which has been phenomenal.
I'm curious if we'll start doing some crossovers. Like if we do like an alien crossover,
that'd be fire.
Like can we get something like that?
Or Starship Troopers, like people called it the Starship Troopers clone. Like just do a crossover with them.
Yeah, like just for the fuck of it, because like they are doing a great job building upon what they have, and then I definitely love it. Like you said, it's like this is the first time Sony has really tasted success from a multiplayer standpoint that's continuous. That it at least doesn't feel or seem as though it has an end, and it feels right for them to like try to start collabing. But at the same time, let's not get hell bent on that, because they are adding, like you said, meaningful content, and it's not small size shit. That, like you said, even with shots fired, like Halo did.
Very much so. I actually wouldn't like when Helldivers 2 does come out on Xbox. Like I think I might be down to like hop back in. Like like I said, I have it on PlayStation. Roger, I know I got you to buy it as well. And we haven't touched it in a while, but that'd be like one of those games that we could play whenever we're looking to play like a multiplayer game. Like I actually completely forgot about it. We've been like, man, what should we play? Completely fucking forgot about
Helldivers
Helldivers 2.
exists. Forgot about that game for a
And
minute.
it
Like
sucks
a
because like that
hot
game is
minute.
fun. Like we had fun the few times that we did get to play it together.
The sad part is the controller that turned me off. I just hate PlayStation's controller so fucking much.
I love it.
Like,
Yeah, shout out to
For
the
me,
Xbox.
I really enjoy it.
I just hate it so much. It's like I can't play shooters on it, like at all. Like maybe if I really just force myself, that then I'll get adapted to it. I can't fucking play shooters on that goddamn controller and stuff. As well as the D-pad's just not comfortable for how much you use it.
Mhm.
At least again for me.
I love the
Yeah, I
offsetting
can agree with
sticks
the
is way
D-pad.
better.
Yeah, so we'll see though. We'll see.
All right, Roger, one more topic here for PlayStation.
All right, so the next topic we have for PlayStation is The Last of Us 2. They've announced a new way to play the game. So they've changed the game from playing out of chronological order to the ability to play the game in chronological order, which
what a
kind of
fun.
explains. Well, the thing is, like, that's a storytelling mechanism that you can use, is like
Yeah.
jumping back and forth between, you know, this way of telling the story and that way of telling the story. And the reason they do it is because it helps to build the story in a different way. And honestly, I think it's an interesting way to tell the story, but I
When
I
done
don't know.
right.
I would have to play it to see if I really like the game more, because I was a little disappointed from the game playing it the way I did.
This is still a series I gotta get to. I mean, it's been re-released 1,000 times, and I eventually gotta play it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nah, I think if I can speak freely, I think there's a possibility that for those who didn't enjoy it the first run through, I would say at least give this version a try. Play it in chronological order, because the biggest complaint that I heard is that the pacing is just off in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And if the switching, because we are going chronologically with the story, because switching between whether it be from this character to that character, I think it could fix the pacing issue, possibly. Now again,
Maybe.
yeah, maybe and everything and stuff. Because I'll be honest, like the story as a whole just was never there for me in the second game. First one,
Yeah.
classic, needs to be on the top list of 100 games you must play before you die. Second one, you could die and probably come back as a bird and watch the game being played by somebody else. You don't have to play the second one. But like, cause
Oh,
the
shit.
second game story doesn't really offer much else. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like the whole world takes a back seat. Like,
Yeah, it was a slow, like, crummy burn. You felt terrible the whole way through. You're like, I'm a terrible person. Like, you just feel horrible the whole time you're playing that game.
yeah, and I feel as though it's like even with games like that, the payoff isn't there. Like, dude, if you played The Force Unleashed, you could grab Wookiees and throw them off and just not care. You are just literally murdering the good guys all the way through, and it's still an enjoyable. Granted, lightsabers and force powers, but it's still an enjoyable experience. But it's just like with this game, I feel like the story of again, like the thing that gets slapped with the whole. It's just a revenge story. Cool, sure. But there are still good revenge stories. We just seen John Wick damn near build a whole freaking empire because you killed his goddamn dog. Like this can you can do revenge stories good, but you have to have something there to hold it. And I just feel as though the second one, although maybe the first like hour or so, 2 hours of the game, there I go again, right? The first 2 hours of this shit, it held together and everything. But after that, the pacing of it fell off, and hopefully with the chronological shift of parts of the game and everything with Abby and Ellie and everything, hopefully it would, hopefully it'll work out.
Good to know. All right, that's everything in PlayStation. What's going on in the Nintendo realm?
All right, so Nintendo, we've all heard about the infamous Stapler Gate. Okay, so Stapler Gate was a huge incident, but like some good actually is coming out of this. So it turns out that GameStop is actually going to auction off the Staplegate Switch, and the stapler that did Staplegate. They're going to auction it off, and when they finish auctioning it off, all of the money is going to go to the Children's Miracle Network Hospital, which is honestly just like
Epic.
awesome. Like I just don't know what more to say, like other than good on them, dude. Like
Yeah.
that's awesome to hear.
Yeah, shout out to Nintendo for doing this, man.
God, I wanted to make a joke.
Well, no,
so
it's
bad,
it's
but I'm holding it.
GameStop that's the
Well,
one doing it.
I wonder, yeah, it is GameStop, my bad. But I wonder
Yeah.
if like Nintendo has like any play
Mhm.
in on it.
What happens if they give the money to the hospital and they hit him with the GameStop tax? Like, we were going to give you this much in in-store credit, but
Sorry.
You chose to get cash, so you know you're only gonna get about 1% here. No, yeah, that's awesome to see, and it's going to a great cause. I know that it says the bidding started off at 100,000. I'd be curious to see what
Where it went.
what it ultimately get. It's up to $249,900 right now,
That's lovely.
and still has another 2 days and 16 hours. There's been 284 bids.
For a stapler, that's hilarious.
That shit's hilarious.
Hey man, that's the kind of thing that's just gonna go down in history. I think it's hilarious, but it's awesome to see.
And it comes with the fucking box that it was like stapled to and everything. Let me get it up here on screen. Let me get up on screen. Like this is literally the bid right now on eBay. It comes in this fucking fancy, nice glass case with the fucking receipt paper that it was stapled onto it. Got the certificate of authenticity. Yeah, that's badass. And like you can like low key see the fucking staple marks right on the two.
That's amazing, bro.
Oh man,
Man.
that's fucking epic. I'm glad it wasn't a widespread issue and very limited to a GameStop. Because man, having to fucking reimburse everybody for all of those fucking Nintendo Switches like that. I'm wondering if that GameStop is even still open. or if they even sell video games at all anymore. But yeah, crazy times there. But let's go ahead and move on to the next topic here. We just got a few more left before the show is over. Just wanted to highlight the announcement of the NBA 2K26 cover athletes have been revealed. First off, for the standard edition, I'm gonna get it up here on screen. You do get the NBA champion himself, Shea Gilchrist Alexander. Pretty badass. I see people talking about the cover. They're like, yo, 2K stopped being good when they changed the color of the cover from red. When all of the covers had like that red hue to it, it's been nothing but downhill ever since. And I was like, whew, you're right. Like it is so crazy to think about that shit.
That's
Well,
some
Possible
superstitious kind of shit right
Superstitious,
there.
but I
Possible
was-
arguments to be made.
but
I'm gonna
they,
throw a prayer up to God real quick and ask him what's going on about this.
Sitting there shaking the 8-ball, going missing red. Fuck.
Losing his mind, shaking that shit.
they did get a couple other editions. So you can get the WNBA edition. Shout out to the women, and they got Angel Reese on the cover, rocking her new Angel Reese ones as well. She's been having a
Which
pretty big
sparked some
fucking week.
controversy.
Yeah, to say the least. I mean, she's been nothing but controversy since coming into the league, but hey, to each her own. But that one's a pretty badass cover. It's pretty cool to see the inclusion of the WNBA, especially with it blowing up the way it is. The expansion of the league as well. They're adding 3 teams over the next, I think, like 6 years. I think it is.
I am
They're coming to
curious
Philly
about the
too.
cover.
Yeah.
I'm curious about the cover. I remember in Mass Effect 3 when you pre-ordered it, you can get Commander Shepard as male or female.
Mm.
And it didn't matter which one you got because if you just pop the cover and slip it out, it's literally a double-sided thing.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if that's all they're doing with the WNBA
I'm sure it
version.
is. Yeah.
If it's double-sided, that'll be tough.
Because the one year they actually did it where they had like 3 NBA players that you could choose, and like inside the fucking book it had like different covers that you could like throw in.
Yeah,
So I'm pretty sure it's like the same way. But
that'd be tough.
two more editions here. So this is the next one here. This is the Leave No Doubt. This is like a shout out to a bunch of players from Carmelo to SGA to Angel Reese. It's a pretty badass cover to see it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like that.
It's pretty dope. But my favorite has to be the overall just the Carmelo Anthony Superstar Edition, because my man, I saw it on Twitter. They were talking about it. They were like, he has graced the cover of every possible basketball game that there could be. Like, he's been on Live, he's been on college basketball, he's been on 2K, and he's been on, I think, like NBA Street Home Court or some shit like that. I forget. Like, there was another one that he was like on the front of. I was just like, holy shit! Like, my man really ran the gauntlet. There's
Yeah.
not there's I can't tell you if there's another person that's ever had a chance to do it, because back then, even then, you could, how many players even went to college? You can go right from high school to pro.
Yep.
And we
Lots
haven't had
of
a
it,
college
man.
basketball game since like oh fuck, man, probably like 12 or 13 maybe. Same thing with like how college football was.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty dope. But yeah, I love the cover for
God
Melo,
damn it.
especially because it's like his iconic like three to the head. Like, that shit's
Yeah.
just,
Well
man.
deserved, man. Well deserved.
Yeah, I mean, if he can't win an NBA championship, at least he can get on the cover. Sorry, I had to throw. And crazy thing is, like, I'm I'm a Spurs fan through and through, but like, have ever owned one NBA jersey, and it was Carmelo Anthony as a kid. Like, I had his jersey and I had his first shoes, and I was just like, this dude is fucking insane. So I just wanted to give a big shout out to Melo, one of my favorite players watching growing up as a kid. But that is all the news for 2K. Moving on to one of their rivals here with EA, and this is some unfortunate news. Need for Speed Rivals, the servers are being shut down on October 7th. But the big part here is that rumors are pointing to Need for Speed franchise as a whole is being shelved altogether. And I'm just like, fuck. Like, it's a game that's been
Rivals was
around
one with
forever.
ASAP Rocky, that wasn't it?
Maybe.
Was it the latest one that came out?
No, that was Unbound. Rivals was like the one on Xbox One, I think it was. It was like 2014 maybe.
Where they try to do the whole freaking Fast and Furious bullshit story to it?
No, I believe so. Like, I think it was the one that there was like one of them that you can get like out of the fucking car. No, that was
Oh,
Need for
shit.
Speed. I think it was called the Run. Like, you could literally like get out of the car and like run and shit like that. It was like really weird. I was like, what happened to just racing?
Driving,
Try to be like-
Driving.
driving a fucking car.
Like, nothing will beat like the run that he had like with Underground 1 and 2 and Most Wanted. Like, going up that blacklist and Most Wanted was one of the best fucking things ever. But yeah, Need for Speed was great. I remember even playing like Hot Pursuit 2 from back in the day on the PS2, just jamming out to the 50 Cent album and just playing
Yeah.
Hot Pursuit, trying to find all the shortcuts and whatnot in that game was a lot of fun. It's just, yeah, man. I mean, the thing is, like, I don't know why they would even think about shelving Need for Speed, because like, I thought Unbound did really well. Like, that whole like into Across the Spider-Verse look, like the anime combination with like the realistic look was really badass. Yeah, cell shaded. The support for it afterwards was great. Like, all the constant content, new seasons, and whatnot. Like, the racing was a lot of fun. Very, very. It felt real Need for Speed like, and it's just, I don't know, man. I guess it's hard to have a racing game that sticks around and does really well, except for Forza Horizon.
And it's crazy because Unbound kind of felt, granted, aesthetically maybe not, but the gameplay itself and the story, it kind of felt like a return to form in a
Mhm.
sense and everything. It
Yeah.
just, it felt right.
Yeah.
The past ones kind of just felt like, all right, y'all just trying to keep up with the Joneses and everything and stuff.
Mhm.
I forget the other one that was in the 360. That was it Need for Speed Drift or whatever the hell it was. Where they tried to make it more like a racing sim, and like that just
Was it Payback?
was that what it was? My
Let's see.
dumbass was I was about to say it's the one with the car with the tire in front of the picture.
You mean Underground?
You mean Need for Speed?
Trying to think. Yeah, that was Underground 1, 2, and then was Most Wanted, Carbon, Pro Street. That was a really weird one.
Carbon. Now was Pro Street the nonsense with the they
Yeah.
tried to do the racing sim one?
Yeah, it was like more of like a racing sim, yeah. And then they went back to their roots with Undercover, which was pretty good. They did Shift.
Yeah.
Shift was another one of those like really weird ones.
Yeah.
Then they
Carbon
remade.
was another one that's highly underrated as well.
Yes, exactly. Then they remade Hot Pursuit. That one was all right. And then like Need for Speed: The Run. That was the one that you can get out of the car. That was really weird. and then they were like redid Most Wanted, did not stick at all. And then we got Rivals, and then we just had Need for Speed. That was just the game. Need for Speed. That was what it was called. Nothing else. And then they had and then they had Need for Speed Payback, which also didn't do well. And then they had Need for Speed Unbound, which I thought did really well. I really enjoyed it. I bought that shit too.
Yeah, that was really fun. I still have it.
Yeah. So hopefully Need for Speed doesn't get shelved, because as of right now, that is just a rumor. But would not surprise me, especially with everything going on at EA or just in gaming in general. Like you could see like a lot of these big time publishers are trying to like focus in on like just a handful of franchises. So like they're not taking massive hits and like running into issues like
I mean,
left and right.
listen, one last hurrah if they are going to shelve it. Give us the Underground 2 remake so I can see Rachel on my screen one last time, bro. That's all I'm saying. All right.
I hear you.
See her green card one last time on my screen, and then after that, shelve the bitch. Just like
I'm with it. All right, that's everything from EA. Roger, you got the last two topics of the night. What's going on, man?
All right, so it turns out World of Warships, I never knew this, but made a game to compete with their own game. Who would have thought a live service developer would say, you know, what if I had 2 live service games? And so they did, and it was called Steel Hunters, and it's shut down. Okay, they decided that maybe this isn't the way to go. Maybe just focus on one game. So on October 8th, they're shutting down Steel Hunters, their mech fighter game.
it was so fun.
Just in time for Mecha Break to just break out, I guess.
Yeah, bro, the game it's actually it's teams of 3. The game is actually really fucking fun, man.
Yeah, I was reading up into it. They like when this game first came out, like a lot of people had like a lot of like aspirations for like, oh, this is gonna be the new Titanfall. Like we're really about to have like a successor to the Titanfall franchise and whatnot, and that's not what we got. Not at all.
You move
Negatory
way too
Ghost
slow in that
Rider.
game. Yeah, you move way too slow in that game.
And you
but
don't get
it
out
is
of your
a
fucking
blast.
and you don't get out of the mechs, it looks like in this one at all.
Yeah, oh no, you don't. You don't get out the mechs at all. It's teams of 3, and I think there's like 5 or 6 teams that drop on the map. It's a looter shooter and stuff. The cool part is that they kind of give you that mobile feel that you start off as a level fucking 1, and then you just, as you stay in the map and you destroy, kill, and blah blah blah, you progressively get stronger and stronger. It's a blast. I'm not gonna lie, but granted, I was playing it by myself and I was having a blast. It's only when people.
I mean,
leave
that
your
says
team that
something
it
though.
fucks
Is like
up.
if you're having a blast playing a multiplayer game like that by yourself, like that truly, I think says something. At least from my perspective, because like that's my issues with a lot of multiplayer games now. Is like they could be fun, but they're not fun by yourself at all.
Yeah. Yep. That's the truth. It's just you need team communication in that game too, man. Got jumped by like a fucking tiger looking thing. That shit was not fun at all. That shit was annoying as hell. My gun I got like 3 shots in my gun. I gotta reload like a motherfucker, and this thing just turns around the corner. Rah! I'm just like, fuck!
I'm dead.
Yes, I'm dead.
Yeah. But rest in peace, man. Steel Hunters was fun.
All right.
Out in October, I'm about to run that shit tonight.
And the fact that like this game just came out too, like if I'm not mistaken, like a couple months ago or like last year. Steel Hunters, let me see. Let me just confirm for you so I don't talk shit. April 2nd, actually, of this year. It just came out 3 fucking months ago, already being sunsetted.
Yep.
At least it lasted longer than Concord.
That's crazy. Shots fired. I mean, shots deserved, but shots fired. Fucking PlayStation.
Shots
Get your shit
connected, my
together.
friend. Shots fucking connected.
Target is eliminated.
But all right, let's talk about our last thing we have here on the itinerary. I added this just a little bit ago, but usually we don't see this Steam giving away free games. But today, as of today, we have now 4 games on Steam worth over $150 at regular price are free to redeem on Steam right now. That includes Field of Glory 2 Medieval, Battlestar Galactica Deadlock, and Caribbean Crashers, as well as the last one here,
Your Fantasy General 2.
Fantasy General through. Thank you. I don't know how I could already forget that. But yeah, it's actually really crazy to see that like we're just getting free stuff on Steam, maybe to help compete against the Game Pass just doing so well.
Yeah, I mean that, or just like you'll
How,
soon
how
be able
does one
to.
claim these games? Where in Steam would you go to claim these games?
Yeah, you literally just go to their Steam page and click add to library, and it's free.
That's dope. Yeah, I don't know if it's like a more of like a compete with Game Pass, because like what we've been talking about is like Steam will be a usable
Mhm.
storefront on like everything that's an Xbox. So it's like
Mhm.
it's just maybe like bolstering that library like that you already are building up. Now you're adding to it, and like maybe they're trying to like make it seem like this is your library. Like this is where you just want to keep adding to it. Which,
Mhm.
which I kind of get. Like I used to do that with Games of Gold. Like I would collect every single game I could from Games of Gold, and I still do it now with PlayStation because PlayStation still gives away monthly free games whether they're good or bad. But I literally just hop on the app, add to the library, and go about my day. Like I probably have like 1,000 fucking PlayStation games just digitally collected. But yeah, man, I don't think we've ever seen this really from Steam, and the games look like they've been reviewed, like they have reviewed well. They're usually like looks like 81, 85, and 86 approval ratings, which I know like any game that's on Steam that has these kind of ratings is generally pretty good, because we can see in
Yeah.
a quick fucking second how they can go from mostly positive to mostly negative in a fucking
Yeah.
heartbeat.
Yeah, for them to just keep their ratings where they are is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm sure I'll probably just hop in, just collect the games, add them to my collection. But will I probably play any of these? Probably not.
I don't see any of these games on here. Is there a tab I gotta click on to find them bitches?
You just go to the Steam store page, my friend.
I'm on there. I'm not seeing it. Where the hell?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a
Oh
look
man,
after.
did they just pull them?
That'd be crazy.
Nope. No, it's still there.
Yeah,
Here.
they're free until July 17th.
Yeah, so here's a link. You just go to it and hit play, hit add library.
Dope. But yeah, man, that's all the topics that we got for you guys this week. Any last comics or remarks before we close out this week's episode, guys?
Nothing new, man. Hey, thanks for joining us, honestly, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, man, you always bring a great insight. Like I said at the top of the show, you are in the know probably just as much as I am, if not more, and it's always great. But we want to thank everyone who checked us out live today here on Twitch, and anyone who does check us out later on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube, or wherever else you may listen to us at. But Roger, where can the community find you at?
You can find me here on the Press Start podcast on my stream on Tuesdays when we actually can make it, and then you can find me on Discord.
And what about you, Paul? Where can the community find you at?
I just heard something. Oh, see, look at this. That happens when you don't be on PC. You can find me on all your various social media platforms at InhumanLine. That's INHUMANLINE. And if you guys are finding yourself a hard time to stay awake, feel free to go pick up some glitch energy. Use code shoot to win at checkout. Much love, y'all.
And of course, you can check me out at Twitter at Mr. _. Facebook is Vic Brubacher for any questions, concerns, if you want to come on the show. Xbox is X Never Space Chillin'. If you want a game party up, hit me up on there. And I do have a Twitch at twitch.tv / Mr. Never Chillin'. Haven't streamed on there in quite some time, but maybe I'll get back into it. But we do want to thank everyone again. And until next week, peace.
Later.
Press Start Podcast.